Hello folks, coming up next is something interesting. Formerly suicidal redditors, what's something that kept you alive a little while longer and helped you to get through the dark times in your lives? I can always kill myself, so why not keep pushing just another day? I used to say that when I was getting clean, every single day for over a year I'd say I'm getting high tomorrow, 11 years clean now. You absolute Maddie, you procrastinated your way to freedom. Serious props to you. Ha! You were right, I hadn't thought of it like that. Who knew one of my faults would save my life? Lesson still to be had here. Thank you. The thought that any of my students might look at my decision and choose to follow in my footsteps. I could accept my own death, but I couldn't stand the idea of theirs. And they couldn't stand the idea of yours. I needed to read that. Thank you. All that held me back was the feeling of guilt for how my family would feel. I couldn't do it to them. I used to think, I can't do it because my parents would be crushed. Eventually, even that wasn't enough. I found a thread on Reddit that was nothing but comments and stories from people whose loved one committed suicide. That did it for me. I sobbed because it took this ambiguous notion of it would hurt mom and dad and turned it into something more concrete. Instead of just knowing they'd be upset, that thread helped me see how it would affect them in the long term. I turned to that thread several times over a 2-year period. I haven't had to read in a long time, but I think that thread did help save my life. I'll have to search for it when I get home and share the link. It'd be weird if I died and still had packages coming in the mail, so I try to keep something coming that I can look forward to. I used to really enjoy going to gigs, so when I was struggling with depression I'd make sure I had tickets to see a band I liked. On the particularly bad days, I'd think it'd be silly to do anything before I see them play. Seems a bit silly to write, but it worked for me. I guess have something to look forward to, whatever it is. I did this too. I'd make far out plans for shows, and would plan to kill myself afterwards, but then I'd find another show to go to. I'm not into the same bands anymore, but I got a dog and she healed my soul. My cat helped me to keep going. Unfortunately she passed away. But I keep going with her in mind. What has helped me is to keep my mind busy at all times. I work on my YouTube videos or paint a lot. It keeps me focused on just that. I'm still depressed and suicidal. But haven't had an episode, as I call them, for some months now, except some days. Mood. When I was in high school, my 3 pets kept me alive. I wanted to stay in the world with them. Sadly they have all since passed away now. My 3 current pets help me, and I love them to bits, but it hurts in an indescribable way for the 3 who originally kept me alive to no longer be alive when I am. Knowing that my mum wouldn't have someone to walk her down the aisle when she married my now stepfather. My dad had died 3 years prior and I think it would have broken her completely. Hurting people was mine, too, even if it's just a janitor or cop. I don't want to make sad work for anyone ever. Yep. Either someone's gonna find your body or someone is always going to wonder what happened if they don't find it. I have a major dissociative disorder and have had a few of my dissociates have suicidal thoughts and actions. I'm glad they didn't work and it still scares me. Like, I'm okay with being here. It hurts to know parts of me are so not okay that they don't want to live anymore. Stubbornness. When I was in middle and high school, the first time I was suicidal, I thought I wouldn't make it to 25. When I got out of that I decided I was going to make it to 25, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. I'm 25 now but I made it this far. If the mental illness wants me dead so badly it needs to shut down my organs and kill me its damn self, because I'm not going anywhere. Also, my pets. I don't want to be without my pets. They were the only things that made me happy, and even when I didn't feel like anyone else loved me I knew they did. The few friends who still stayed in contact with me. They were the small glimmer of light who kept me in this world. For me it was my nieces. They were babies when I started having suicidal thoughts. But I kept thinking, they'll never get to know me if I kill myself. I would think of them saying, I have 2 aunts on my dad's side but one of them killed herself. I didn't want them to say that. Now, I don't really have a relationship with them because I don't have a relationship with my brother, but at least there's the possibility of one in the future. My brother. He found my note about an hour before I planned to do it while looking for a lost charger. He talked me down and reminded me how loved I was. Love you, bro. The guilt if I failed and everyone found out. It sounds like you have people that you care about and who care about you. I hope you get to spend some time hanging out with them and enjoy yourself soon. I hope you get to spend some time hanging out. But not literally. I fully planned to kill myself until I wrote a song in G minor. And it was really, really beautiful. And I wanted to see if anything else that beautiful was in me. In retrospect, it was a really pretentious, angsty piece of crap, but it saved my life. Got anything new that you've created? Sure, since then I've put out 3 albums. My 9-year-old daughter. About 18 months ago I was in a very bad place, but I am a single dad and I would not do anything to hurt my daughter. She's very lucky to have you. I hope you find peace someday. That's powerful, man. Keep fighting. She deserves it. I finished a suicide note and folded it into my wallet on the bus ride back onto base after a weekend of binge drinking on the beach to avoid every person I could. When I got back to the barracks, I looked at my rackmate and told him exactly what I wrote down in that note, and instead of making things worse, he genuinely helped me, and reminded me that not every Marine is meant to do a full term. Sometimes things just don't go as planned, and it's okay to take that DD 214 early, even if it will disappoint your family. We still talk around the holidays every year. I was suicidal and taking Xanax, but I took too much on accident. I could feel a weight on my chest type of feeling. I was scared crapless from it. The day after, when I finally felt like I was able to do something, I adopted a puppy. She's been my reason to get up in the morning for over a year. I'm so glad that caring for a dog helped you in that way. I struggle a lot with suicidal thoughts and I have pretty severe bipolar disorder. I want so desperately to adopt a dog because I know it will improve my mental health significantly. Dogs have always had such a huge impact on my life. Every day I almost drive to a shelter and pick up a dog. Every day I look online for adoptable puppies. It feels like my heart is yearning for them. But I can't adopt, because I am in an incredible amount of debt, and have lost my job to my mental health, and applied for disability benefits, which was denied. No income. So I have no options. And sometimes thinking about that makes me feel even worse, because I know what will make me better, but I can't justify the expense. I lost everything in the pandemic and in this horrible stage of my life. And I just have to be dogless and lonely because of it. Breaks my heart. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.